Hi and welcome to Mooi Tea Culture Club. My name is Dima and today we'll be talking about oolongs. First we'll of course touch on its taste and flavor, then I'll explain a bit more about the way different oolongs are divided in different categories. As you can see, we have a GABA oolong, we have a light oolong, and if you have a light oolong you of course also have dark oolongs. So after that we'll also discuss a bit of its effects, and that will be the video that will clear up any confusion for you about oolongs. So let's dive right into it. So let's start off by talking about the taste and the smell. Oolongs are a category of tea which are very flavorful and have a bright fragrance. So if you're wanting to get into teas, or into good teas so to say, it's a great category to start with because you'll be able to find woody flavors, nutty flavors, but also very light and fragrant flavors with a bit of fruitiness maybe, or even floralness, right? So because you have light and dark oolongs, it's basically a bit of the green tea side and a bit of the red tea side, right, so to say. Because oolongs are in the middle of the fermentation scale, and what I mean by that is between green, for example, and real black, right? So these teas lie between 20% of fermentation to 80% of fermentation, right? So there's very diverse types of flavors between them. Let's speak about the light oolongs first. So you will be able to find floralness, right? A bit of hints of apple, sometimes dried apple, together with a vegetableness sometimes, right? So the Oolong GABA oolong, which we'll get to because GABA is its own entity, is very light floral together with hints of vegetableness. You can even call it a bit of spinach in there, right? But everybody feels a different taste. So you could check out the product description if you would like to get this tea, get to know this tea a bit more. At the other end of the spectrum, we have the Ruby GABA oolong, for example, which has a deep and rich taste. Together with smell, it reminds me of coffee or dark cacao, right? So both of these are oolongs, but they're on the completely different ends of the spectrum. And light oolongs also are great for in the mornings, for example, while dark oolongs can have a more dessert-like evening taste, so to say. So let's talk about GABA and what it actually is, because we have a lot of GABA oolongs in our collection which are exceptional and also a big part of what you can find here. GABA is gamma aminobutyric acid, and to keep it short, it's an enzyme that occurs naturally in your brain, but which is also uniquely present in these teas, right? So it adds a bit of a rye kind of flavor, right? So you get a fresh bakery kind of notes, together with a bit of sourness in the teas that it's present in. So you could definitely acquaint yourself with that, and that brings me to our next important point, the effects of oolongs in general and the effects of GABA oolongs. So let's start with the general effect first. Oolongs are actually quite energizing as they contain quite a lot of thein, right? So depending on the light or dark, lighter contains more thein, but the difference is slight. So you can expect some energizing and some clean energy, right? So not like with coffee where you fly up high and then dip. It's actually quite stable and long, right? So a light oolong is more mental energy, and dark oolong is often much more bodily energy. So they're also cool if you would try to drink them before exercise, for example. And about the effects of oolongs in general, they're great for your skin and are very advisable to drink if you would like to have some health effects that are also linked to, for example, ECGC, which is an amino acid which actually also transmits a lot of antioxidants. So now you know about that. And let's continue to the GABA side of the effect, because GABA works as a relaxant, right? So you get calmer, you remove a bit of anxiety. That is the effect that's linked to GABA also in your body. And it is also a bit of an antidepressant. as well as giving you a calm focus. So these teas are perfect if you need to study or if you're a high performance individual and you need to focus for a long time, because it doesn't let you stress out, and at the same time it really focuses you and gives you the possibility to work on something for a long time. So with that being said, let's get on to the next tea.